Hello and welcome. It's the chat. I am Manny. My guest is one of the most easily recognizable Nigerians. I mean, you have seen him before. And I met him the first time in 1982 when he came into my studios, and he was looking like this and like that, you know. And I thought to myself, who is this gentleman?
Charles Chukwuemeka Oputa, popularly known as Charly Boy or Area Father, is a renowned Nigerian singer, songwriter, a social crusader, a power bike aficionado, host of The Charly Boy Show, publisher of The Charly Boy magazine, and the former chairman of Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria, PMAN. Born in the late 1940s in Port Harcourt, Charles had his early education in Nigeria, and because of his strong religious upbringing, he decided to become a Catholic priest, but dropped out after a year from the seminary. He proceeded to the United States of America, where he bagged a degree in communication, but immediately returned to Nigeria after surviving a racist encounter which almost cost him his life. This also changed his worldview and turned him into an activist. He returned to Nigeria and birthed the Charly Boy brand. He made his entrance into the Nigerian music industry in 1982 and released his debut, a high-life single, Obodo Giri Giri, in 1984. The success of his album soon saw him metamorphose into a new punk persona, adorned with leather jackets and boots, power bikes, mohawks, and a new direction in music, combining African pop and Afrobeat. He quickly found his way into mainstream television with The Charly Boy Show. The magazine program, which had a bit of political coloring, featured comedy, music, and hosted popular celebrities of the time. He also co-hosted Zoom Time with Tunde Obe, and the show played host to prominent Nigerians across all sectors. In 2011, he was a judge on Nigerian Idol and was on the show till 2013, which spiced up the show for the period he was a judge. Growing up under the tutelage of his father, the former Supreme Court Justice Chukwudifu Oputa, Charly was taught to always speak truth to power, and this could be seen in his involvement in movements advocating for change. He is called Area Father for speaking up for Okada riders in Nigeria. He fought for the rights of military pensioners during the Abacha regime and was a loud voice during the 2012 fuel subsidy protests. He also founded the Our Mumu Don't Do movement. Charles Oputa, who recently remarried his wife of over 40 years, is a septuagenarian with 9 children and 16 grandchildren.
Hello, Charlie. You were born in Port Harcourt. What's the best reminder of Port Harcourt when you were growing up?
It used to be called the Garden City. I don't know why, you know. And life at the time was, so glorious, so calm, so peaceful, so sweet. I thought every day was Christmas because my parents always celebrated, you know. They always had people in the house, crowd in the house, and there was always music in the house and stuff like that. So I thought every day was Christmas, you know.
Why did you choose to go to the United States for further education?
Why? I think at the time I was done, but my father did a number on me. My father frightened me about learning because most of the time he'll ask me to go and cram something and come and recite for him. And when I missed the line, you know, the kind whipping we go follow him, you know, so I was always scared, you know. And I was a very playful kid, you know. I wasn't, when I was much younger, I didn't have that kind of discipline to, you know, face the book. I just wanted to play. Yeah, I had an ambition to be a magician. I wanted to really be a magician. First, I wanted to be a priest. I even went to the seminary. I spent about a year in the seminary because my father fed us with so much religion. Religion, it was obnoxious, you know. I mean, we would go to morning mass every day. You know, we'll go to confession. You know, I became an altar boy. From being an altar boy, I thought the best thing in life was to be a priest. So I went to the seminary. And after I spent about 9 months, I figured, okay, maybe I can try being a magician or something. You know, I wanted to be so many things. Yeah.
So how best, would you describe yourself, Charles Oputa? Who is Charles Oputa?
Charles Oputa is the son, Charles Oputa is the husband, Charles Oputa is the father of 9 beautiful children and 16 grandchildren, yeah. Charles Oputa is the introvert. Charles Oputa is the creator of the brand we all have come to love as Charly Boy. That's who Charles Oputa is.
Your father did not recognize that name, Charly Boy. The only name he recognized was Charles Oputa. And you had a couple of misunderstandings over that for a long time, didn't you?
I wouldn't say that. You can't neglect the brand Charly Boy. How dare you? Nobody could. Nobody can.
Well, but your father neglected it, declared openly that you are not his son if you're a Charly Boy. You could be his son if you're Charles Oputa.
Because Charly Boy no be his son. I agree. Now me born Charly Boy, and even Charly Boy does not exist. Me as Mr. Oputa, na me born Charly Boy. And Charly Boy does not exist. Charly Boy is supposed to be a superhero. Charly Boy is supposed to shock and awe timid, myopic, Mongo-packish, analogish Nigeria out of their way of thinking. Charly Boy is a youthful brand, okay?
And what were you trying to achieve?
What I was trying to achieve, that you can be whosoever you want to be, as long as you chase your dreams with gusto, as long as you're consistent, as long as you're tenacious, as long as you're audacious about it, your dreams can come true. That's what I proved. Because in the beginning, I was the underdog. Nobody believed. My parents didn't believe. You, Manny, you don't believe now. When you first see me, they use the word gentleman. No, you say, who is this weird-looking person?
So tell me, Charly Boy, what did you achieve with that name?
The first thing I achieved was that I wasn't living under anybody's shadows anymore. I was doing my own thing. Okay? I had my own rules. I had my own regulations.
You were playing music at that time.
By my book. Yes, of course. It started with music because that was the easiest place to start with. And you can be as weird and crazy as you wanted to be, and at least you get the attention. And that I got pretty cheaply and easily.
Interesting thing about you then, Charly Boy, was you never really deviated from your culture. While you were playing your music, it was very indigenous. And how would you style it?
I love my fatherland, yo. Me, I want to know. This is where I grew up. Nigeria is where I grew up. I only went to America for 5 years. I only stayed in America 5 years. That was the only time I was out of my base, out of Nigeria. And I didn't really like America. I experienced racism and all of that. And before I went now, they see Oyibo people, they full house, then they come house now. So to go to some place and you're made to feel like you're a second-class citizen, I get country, make I come back, however it be. I go do
you had an experience you were trying to narrate to me some time ago.
Yes.
About your first experience in America.
Yes, my first racial encounter, you mean? Yes.
Yes.
I was taking a walk with my baby mama downtown Boston. I used to stay in Boston, Massachusetts. So here I was, sandwiched between 2 white women, yeah? And then all of a sudden, a Cadillac, a convertible Cadillac pulls over with a lot of white, about 7 or 8 of them, and everybody jumped out of the car. They all had a baseball bat, and it was nigger this, nigger that. They were spitting on me, they were hitting me, and I was like praying, my God. So now for America, I go come for their road, I go die like fowl, you know. And I think it was the siren of the police that, you know, just scared everybody. I don't know whether the women called the police or the police were just passing, but as God would have it, you know, they let me be, and I ended up staying in the hospital for almost 5, 6 weeks. I came out of that hospital, I became a racist instantly. Yes.
And what did you do?
Well, I don't want to really get into that. I did a lot of
How did you
bad
become
things.
a racist? I mean, what did you have to do?
No, I didn't like white people anymore.
You avoided all the white, you know, folks?
No, I didn't avoid them. I confronted them. Thank God I wasn't shot, you know. I mean, anything that looks like you were trying to put me down, man, you got fire. You got fire in your hands, you know. So, but after 5 years, I figured, no, I don't want to live in America. I don't like, I'm really not fond of America, you know. So I came back.
At the age of 19, you got married, Charly. Mm-hmm. That was your first marriage, wasn't it?
Because, yeah, blame my mom for that. You know, she went to bring that bushmeat. I wasn't looking to get married, but I was knocking off, you know, I was knocking off a lot of women, you know, so, you know, even when I sneezed, you know, women would get pregnant, you know, things like that. So my mom was like, oh my God, oh, you know, you go bring trouble for us, so, you know, you better get married and stuff like that. So, and I was young, restless, you know, immature.
Naive.
Naive. So, of course, it didn't last. You know, of course, it didn't last. And after that...
Why did it not last?
Because I was young, restless, naive, ignorant, you know, all of the above, you know. Even after that...
But you had a child out of that marriage, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I did. And that's how I ended up with 9 children, because after that marriage, I'd married 2 times more, you know. My life is gangamo. Money,
it looks like you're just not good at that word, marriage. You're not good at it.
I used to think so till I got stuck somewhere for 45 years. Now, how can you reconcile that? I mean, is that not madness? You still one place.
No, but that was really glorious of you, Charly boy. You know, to have remarried your wife of almost 45 years again in public.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about? Why did you have to...
Money, 3 times. Not 1, not 2, 3.
Why did you have to do that?
That's Charly boy, you know. He comes up with all this crazy stuff.
It's the same brand, Charly boy. You had to do unusual things.
Yeah, but I know that, you know, that's how I got to keep sweeping her off her feet, you know, for those amount of years, you know. You got to be doing something, you know, something to wow, to shock and awe, you know. So that's where I engaged Charly boy. And he did a good job.
How many children? You said you have 9 children?
Mm-hmm. And 16 grandchildren.
One of them was obviously on the other side.
What side is the other side? Money.
You had a daughter who had lesbian tendencies.
So?
And she has claimed you made life very difficult for her. Why?
All you can do, Manny, as a responsible parent, is to, first of all, advise her, wish her the best, because at the end of the day, it's your children's happiness. You're not the one who's going to live their life. They will live their own life. So, but you wish them all the happiness and peace of mind and hope that they do great in this world. That's That's the bottom line. So I can't be a hypocrite because I fought for gay rights in this country. It doesn't make me gay. I fought for Okada people. It doesn't mean that I have Okada business. Even the military pensioners, army, police, all of them, they beat me. They threw me inside. I wasn't in the military.
Pick a question.
I choose question 3, where I would love to be that I've never been before. I think it should be planet Mars.
I'm sure. How do you
Because
get
sometimes,
there?
I don't know, somehow, I mean, they're spaceships and they're collecting money for the people who want to travel. Yeah? So, I mean, the world is really, it's not just we in Nigeria who is suffering all this thing. The world really messed up for now. So it will be nice and interesting to be in another planet.
What worries you a lot about Nigeria?
Sometimes it's our ignorance that worries me, because the ignorant is not aware of his ignorance, and sometimes they are the loudest. It's also the leadership is why people, and if we look at the leadership, you can see the people from nowhere. In my time when I was born, in the early 50s, Nigeria hadn't gotten this bad. There used to be this question, it was revolving all the time. Where are you coming from? Who is your father? Who is your mother? They didn't ask you those questions to know whether your father or your mama get money. No, they wanted to know. It was all about values, integrity. These were the thing we were raised on. These were the values we were raised on. Somewhere after the war, everything went to bits and pieces. It was all about the guy who had money. Listen, Manny, when you don't promote goodness, you can't have the abundance of goodness. At that time, goodness was promoted. Not like right now. All you see, your WhatsApp, your social media, people going gaga, people going crazy. You're seeing dead bodies on the road everywhere, killing, beheading, and it's become a fashion. I think there's something wrong with all of us, that we can sit back and look at this as normal. Because if it's abnormal, we should be doing something more drastic than what we're doing.
For many years, you were in the front of a lot of activism.
Yeah.
But, you disappeared. And this must be around that NSAS period. Nobody saw you, nobody saw you in the forefront of a protest. Why did you not take part in the NSAS?
Because after the Mumu Don't Do, we had an election. The Mumu Don't Do sensitization. We had an election and the person that won. So there was a need to go back to the drawing board. And we came up with Nawi be government. Because if the people, the followers, the common man don't understand that the office of the citizen is number one, more important than the office of the president, then there's something wrong, because we shouldn't be looking at our leaders as the masters and, they are our servants. That's what it should be. So if we don't understand it like that, we'll always be doing rankadede to the people we see who are in charge of our future. And that is wrong. But after the Nawibi government campaign, I had every reason to call Charly Boy to order to say, okay, well, after 45 years or what looks like eternity of fighting different struggles, different campaigns, different advocacies, I think it was time I spoke to myself to take a chill pill. And that was just about the time the Lekki tollgate incident started.
What about motorbike? What about your love and passion for motorbike?
No. I've given that up. 4 years ago, I've never been on a bike. And I've been riding the bike before then. I've been riding the bike for almost 40 years. Not a scratch, nothing, So everything, Manny, has its time and its season.
It's all over. It's all over with your movements now. We moved on.
All over.
Is there anything that
Nothing. There's nothing that is all over. I mean, I haven't stopped talking. I can't stop talking. I can't stop giving counsel to young people who I believe so much in. I still believe that the future of this country will be salvaged by its exceptional youth.
Life. If we do not have the right to life, no other rights can endure to us. We cannot enjoy any other thing as human beings. So we are rising up to them. We are demanding as youth strength that we're entitled to our lives. We stand against police brutality, and we are saying today, an end must come to irresponsibility in governance.
The way I got to know you first was through music. What has happened to your music career?
Oh, you wait. For this, my next birthday, when I'll be 68, or is it 67? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Are you reversing your age?
Oh, yeah, I age backwards, it's no big deal. A lot of people know that. So, I'm unveiling my new work. And I had the opportunity of working with the best of the best. And my dream and my desire is to work with as many talented young stars, bright stars. You remember when I was a P-Man president, I used to say for every Michael Jackson, I can give you 20 on my street. Remember my time, radio station hardly played Nigerian music. It was only 15% or 20%, the rest was foreign music. And I said, no. At my time as a P-Man president, remember, there was no respect, no regard for the Nigerian artist. I said, no, I won't take that rubbish from the corporate Nigeria. If you can't respect my people, then, stop bringing in foreign artists to this country. I fought against that.
Which way, Nigeria?
There's a beginning of everything. And the bane of pioneers is that nobody knows how it all started.
What 5 items would you take with you?
I don't need 5 items. If I could have my phone, have my toiletries, I'm good. I don't need 5.
Okay.
My
what else would you like to take along with you?
Nothing. I've had this fantasy of going to a monastery, devoting my life in prayer and, abstinence and stuff like that. You probably wouldn't understand what the hell I'm talking about. But that has always been my fantasy.
Can I ask you, what do you reflect on, on a daily basis these days? What occupies you?
The only thing that upsets me, that frustrates me, that saddens me as a human being is Nigeria. I no get problem. I don't have problem with anything. But how we can be so stupid, so ignorant, to have allowed the kind of things that are happening in the now beats me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Charles Oputa, Charly Boy, Area Father, CB, and all in all. No MON, no MF5.
No. I don't need all that crap. I don't need all that.
Charles Oputa, thank you very much for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And it's been Charles Oputa, a.k.a. Charly Boy, Area Father, on the charts this week. I am Manny. Thanks for watching.